Now, Africa's first tokenized bond has been launched in the private education space. The highlight is the focus on simplifying the process of raising capital through a blockchain-based multi-sided capital markets ecosystem. Connie Bloem, MD of the company Mesh.Trade that has launched the product, joins us to discuss blockchain adoption in Africa and the process of tokenization in greater detail. Connie, thanks so much for joining us today. Now, before we unpack Mesh's latest offering, just remind us about the process of trading tokens, how to go about doing it, and what it actually entails.
Well, trading tokens is a lot less complex than what you would think. The term blockchain and tokenization is involved. A lot of investors think that it's not accessible to them. But the entire thing that we have placed a bond on a token and put it on a platform makes it accessible to all. And the process is actually very simple. You go to our website that you just read, Mesh.Trade, you click on the sign up button, and the system talks you through it. You fund your account and you purchase the assets. It's that simple, quick and easy.
So I guess the whole concept here is around blockchain and using the blockchain. And I guess, as you mentioned, it's about change of ownership all being done through the blockchain and it being digitally done, right? Keeping that in mind, how fertile is the African environment for these kind of assets? And are we seeing like a growing uptake?
We see a lot of this coming through. This asset that we are issuing right now is but the first in a series of assets that we've taken out into market. And Mesh is a global company, but we've chosen to start our business in South Africa and actually get this asset out to market because it's such a special economy to take a hold of and actually leapfrog into these kind of technology kind of driven offerings. So when it comes to Africa, which is generally underserviced when it comes to the capital markets, this is a place where we can actually introduce the capital markets and the benefits of the capital markets to more and more countries and give more people access to invest in these kind of interesting assets.
So filling that gap as you see opportunity in the continent, let's talk about the work at Mesh. And the group has recently launched the continent's first tokenized corporate bond. Walk us through that smart asset and how it works and who it was issued to.
So this asset was issued by a company called the Most Initiative. So this is a very interesting asset because the proceeds of this bond is going for a good cause as well. So no, it's not a for-profit, it is a for-profit business. So the proceeds will go to building 12 schools where they are promoting mother tongue education. And then a smart asset is an interesting asset. It's an asset that is only on the blockchain. It's only issued by Mesh and through Mesh towards our network of investors. This asset is unique in its nature that it is a fully scaled bond, but it makes it more accessible to more people. So with a minimum investment amount of 5,000 Rand for anyone to access to it and get the benefits of investing in a good quality capital markets asset, but on a digital platform. So
would you say then Mesh is just sort of facilitating that process that's taking place?
Yes, we're just your marketplace. So we connect issuers of assets and investors in those assets directly without all the middlemen that you generally see within the capital markets. So we're renewing this space by allowing more and more people to have access to it, but also more and more businesses to grow through their networks.
Now, you know, shortchanging the process and making it shorter and making it more accessible to people, surely there's some sort of nervousness that does come around when people don't know how to access the blockchain, how to use the blockchain. Are there any regulatory concerns?
There is always concerns when it comes to new technologies and new ways of doing business. And I think those concerns are valid. People should ask the questions and they should have the robust conversations with us. But when it comes to a regulatory approach to this market, and I think the nervousness is based on some of the preceding things happening in the general, I think, cryptocurrency networks. And it's unfortunate because we all have to pay for the sins of our forefathers in this perspective. But the most of the companies that are currently in the market, they take a very, very responsible approach to pushing out their offering out into this space. And we've been working closely with the regulators since the inception of Mesh. So we know that within the regulatory space, we've worked with the regulators to create a space that is unique where we can do our business within a responsible fashion and within the guardrails that is provided to us by the regulator as well. So when we speak to clients and when we speak to our investors, we can with surety tell them that yes, we are an accountable institution, and yes, we also fulfilling all the requirements from the regulator perspective. And within the South African context, it's been very interesting to see the journey that the regulator has taken to this point of creating a space where people can facilitate this innovative technology and innovative business without stifling that growth in the space. And I must say that I see the rest of the regulators in the rest of the African markets also following suit. So we're hoping that more and more regulators will create more and more space for companies like ours to also perform our business.
Definitely an interesting observation to see what regulators are doing to kind of accommodate this emerging technology that we are seeing. Before I let you go, Mesh's parent company, 42 Markets Group, recently received a capital injection, mainly to be used for growth. What growth opportunities should we expect to see moving forward?
Well, in the next following months, Mesh will be issuing more and more of these kind of assets. So our objective is to push more smart assets to deserving investors and supporting more entrepreneurs to grow their companies. So first of all, we're going to grow our business in South Africa, and we hope to be able to also grow some business within the European nations and the UK environment as well. So that's what we foresee to have growth, so there can be global trade also occurring through Mesh.
Connie, thanks so much for your insights and your time today. That was Connie Bloem, MD of Mesh.Trade.